Hello and welcome. My name is Dream in Silence, and this is the pilot episode of my new series I'm calling Dream Builds, where I want to share my excitement for building cool things in this good old world I share with my friends. And when I say old, I mean we've been playing on this same server for what is soon to be 3 years. In that time, I've built a lot of things, but here's the thing. I could have built a lot more, but I think I should explain why. Let me sum it up for you as quick as I can. When my friends and I started this world together, I was still a Minecraft noob. Before this, I had played on a few different worlds in the past, and my builds consisted of the usual wood house or stone structure of some kind. Basic stuff. For whatever reason this time, I wanted to do something different. But I didn't know what yet. What I did know at the time was that I thought the 1.16 update to the Nether was really cool. And after exploring it for the first time, I decided that while I was still figuring out what or even where my house would be, I would build a highway connecting the area where our Nether portal was located to a neighboring warped forest across the lava lake. This was my first real project on this server. It seems quaint now, but for a starter build, it served its purpose well. Once I finished that, I found a place at one end of the village we moved into where a path pointed toward a hillside, so I started building my house there. And I really just went for something unorthodox in shape, figuring it out as it went. And the main block I ended up choosing to build with was nether bricks, a material that was more of a grind to gather than I realized. This would only be the first time that I would run into this problem. So anyway, I kept building until my house resembled something vaguely Sauron/Mount Doom-esque. The flame ring at the top was definitely not an accident, and this is the house I've been living in ever since. The inside of it has changed and expanded further and further underground, but the exterior has remained largely unchanged. These days, I kind of feel like I could have gotten more detailed and leaned more into the theme even harder. So maybe one of these days I'll conquer my personal dissatisfaction with my house and really make it feel complete. After I finished my house, I decided for some reason that we should have an ice highway leading to the end portal in the overworld. And because I apparently hate myself, I decided to make it not only entirely out of blue ice, not only entirely solid, but also 3 blocks wide. Anyways, I did it. It looks cool. It's a nice landmark, but also, don't do this. Just build a 1-lane highway in the Nether with spaces. You will save so much time. After that, for some reason I don't even remember, decided that I wanted to drain an ocean monument. Not an uncommon thing for people to do, but I still had no idea what I was getting myself into. It ended up that 6 months would go by before I would finally finish this build. And I'm a lot more proud of this one. Sure, it's not the most complex or detailed build, but it was a fun learning experience, and I still think it's quite the vibe when you come here at night. My next project, however, would turn out to become an entirely different kind of beast, the scale of which I simply had no comprehension what I was committing myself to. Imagine this for a moment, okay? You're just casually flying around the outskirts of your base in areas not far away, but you never really noticed or paid attention to. You come across a witch hut in a nearby swamp and you think, maybe I should turn this into a witch farm. I've heard about those. So you build one, and it's technically functional, but the rate at which they spawn is pitiful. So you realize that you need to spawn-proof the area. Then imagine that you, at some point around this time, have been watching Phil's hardcore Minecraft series, and saw his nether void build, and then you get an idea. I'm going to remove every block around this farm, 130 blocks in every direction, and then I'm going to line the walls, floor, and ceiling in black concrete so that it will feel like a pitch black void inside. But your silly little basically still a Minecraft noob brain hasn't put it together yet what a monumental task that project is going to be. So naturally, you spend the next 2 years working on that project. Now imagine that you is me. I was you in that story. I am not a smart man. All this to say, I'm so glad that I've done all that I've done in this world. including committing to such a hilariously big build. But there is a part of me these days that looks at this world that is almost 3 years old and thinks, I could have done and made a lot more things in this world, and filled it with a higher quantity of creative builds, instead of grinding it, digging a giant hole, and resource gathering for as much time as I have. At the same time, I think I'm a better builder now than I used to be, and I honestly don't even know if I would even still be playing on this world today if I hadn't committed to doing such big projects. And funnily enough, after all this time basically just putting in the work to make my mega project complete, I feel like I've hit my second wind. I have more ideas, and more inspiration, and more creative energy for building things in Minecraft than I feel like I've ever had before. And making this new start on YouTube to share it with everyone makes it that much more exciting to me. I just want to stretch myself creatively, both in the builds that I create in Minecraft and creating the kinds of videos that I feel like I can be proud of. But if I'm being honest, are the kinds of videos that I also just like to watch. So, without further ado, let's get started. Because it's about time I started this video properly. Hey everybody, welcome to Dream Builds, and my new YouTube channel. The unscripted part now. This is going to be the main format for these videos going forward. It's just me talking to you guys, telling you what I'm thinking, how I'm working out what I'm trying to build, and, hopefully some unexpected shenanigans get up to along the way. But I think I've spent enough time catching you guys up on what, I've been doing and everything that has transpired on this old server. And I think that it's time that we get to actually building something today. I have a build planned for this video. In fact, I kind of chose it. I think you've probably seen the thumbnail, but, forget about it. Just don't worry about it. Well, you'll find out. You'll learn. Anyways, I've chosen it thematically. I felt like it would be a good first build for these videos, and it feels like a new beginning for me. And this is the spot right here that it's going to be. I'm going to be transforming this little area. I've already done some work clearing it up a little bit, but it's probably going to need a little bit more pruning before we really get going. And I've already got what hopefully is all the materials that I'm going to need for this build. I haven't calculated it down to a science, but I think that it should be enough. Without further ado, I think it's time for a time lapse. And before the sun sets, let's get to it. Here we go. All right, there it is. The clock tower is now complete. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it turned out really well. This is a build that I actually planned out in creative somewhat before bringing it to survival. I don't really normally do that, But I thought that for the first episode, it would be a good idea to, have a specific build in mind. I generally, as a general rule, probably want to be building something in each episode. Of course, sometimes things happen that you don't expect, and it doesn't go according to plan, and that's okay. That actually, is a wanted thing to happen. Why does it have to rain right now? I don't want it to rain. Oh, that's actually kind of a cool. This is the clock tower. Do we need a clock tower? No. But it looks cool, I think. And that's what matters. That's all that really matters to me. I don't know about which way am I facing? I don't know about you guys, but I build things in Minecraft with the intention of it looking cool. And I think that this turned out pretty cool. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm changing the weather. I want to actually see the thing that I just made, Minecraft. Can I see it? There it is! Oh my god. Yeah. I think that this turned out pretty nice. So, we have what is actually a mostly natural, original river that was here. It's kind of a pathetic excuse for a river. I'm thinking about maybe doing something about that in the near future. But for now, we have a bridge to get from here to there in its own unique style for this build. And I kind of built this thing with the intention of it looking kind of old and worn out, but at the same time, in my brain, I look at this thing and the way that I kind of just naturally designed it, and it almost looks like it doesn't belong here. Like there's something wrong with it. It's almost kind of ominous looking. It looks to me like as if it came crashing down from the sky and just boom, planted itself in the ground here. And what that means, I don't really know. What does a clock tower do? What ominous thing would a clock tower do? Relentless march of time? Something like that? I guess as far as other explanation as to what went into building this, I mean, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I did design this partially in creative, mostly this top bit here. Aside from some texturing and stuff, the overall design of this thing I had pre-planned. I'm probably going to try and put a focus on not always doing that. I do still want to build things in the spur of the moment, or just, not be forcing myself to only build something if I have it heavily pre-planned. Oh, also, I should note that while we're here, hello, this thing has, I think, 36 wither heads on it. And let me tell you, of all the farms that we have on this world, a very efficient wither skeleton farm is actually not one of them. So those took a little while to get. Why I chose and felt like it was necessary to have the wither skulls be the hour markers on the clock, I don't know. I always find a way when I build things to build it partially, at least, out of something that's going to make it take longer to get than I need to. But I think the end result is worth it. Yes. Yes. I want to build lots of cool things, and I felt like finally getting around to it, the whole time aspect, it felt totally appropriate. It felt like, thematically what's a better word than appropriate? What, resonant, thematically poignant. Yeah, that's a good word. And it's also, you know, because it's been getting moldy and mossy, it's kind of worn down over time, but yeah, give it a little bit extra life to it. Aside from the ominous presence and almost life-like lookingness that is the top of it there. I don't know, there's something about it that I just can't quite put my finger on. Well, no more time to think about that. On to other things. Speaking of other things, during the process of building that, I actually had a short little encounter with my neighbor Jolly Radtime. He decided while I was on and working on something to do a classic Jolly Troll, and he went to my witch pit, or witch abyss. I feel like witch abyss sounds more epic, but witch pit just rolls off the tongue better. That's my mega project that I've been doing, if I didn't say that already, by the way. But he went over there and just decided to start placing concrete, and I had to go do something about it. And I thought it was a fun little moment. I thought it was great. I was going to share it with you guys. And then I came to realize that I didn't record my microphone audio. So, live and learn. That's a thing that I'm going to avoid next time. Because those, little moments in between are sometimes just as important as the big things. Let me know if you guys want to see, some version of that clip without, being able to hear what I'm saying in it. I don't know if you guys would want to see that at all, but for the future reference, I'm going to do better. I think now, though, with this build done and finished, we can go over here to my project wall in my house. I have a spot that I think I put this here all secretive-like because I was going to show it on stream and be like, woo! I don't remember if I remembered to or not, but this was for the clock tower. And now, we're going to just do one of these, boop, and one of these, boop, boom. The clock tower is finished. And it's another blue sign on my wall. I've actually, the red ones are ones that either haven't been started yet or are in progress. And the white ones are like the ones that I am currently working on. But what I have planned for next episode might be something different than what's here on the wall. I'm still, figuring this out as I go. I'm not exactly a professional at this. But I'm wanting to do my best and make the best videos and builds that I possibly can, both for, my own creative satisfaction and for you guys, to make something that's entertaining to watch. With all that done, with all the introducing you guys to myself and this world and completing a build, I think it's a good place to stop this video. Oh, and by the way, I actually, in between sessions, I actually just last night in real world time did a stream, and my friend Dr. Clone built this thing. I guess you can't really fully see it from up here. Ow. Yeah. It's actually got some secrets inside, but we'll maybe look at that next time. It seems like a good little backdrop to end the episode. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a like, and if you want to see more of what I've got coming, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any input to give, be it, criticism or, any kind of whatever you want to say, as long as it's respectful, please leave me a comment. I would appreciate it. And I am going to try my best to come out with videos at a somewhat regular basis. So hopefully the next episode won't be long from now. My aim is to be hopefully 2 videos a month, but I'm going to do what I can. I'm only just a man. That's going to be a wrap on this episode. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.